family grows. The city itself will be our playground to use as we please, rewarding ourselves and punishing our enemies.
We've been looking for you, Miss O'Neill.
There is a new enemy, freaks of nature. Together, we will punish these creatures.
What the heck was that?
Looked like sort of a big turtle in a trench coat.
Awesome!
Excellent!
Yeah! I love being a turtle!
Welcome to a new episode of Let's Watch It Again. And this is our movie review podcast where, luminaries, I'll call you guys luminaries, you guys are luminaries, join your boy Rob Lee here to go over movies that we know and love. And in this instance, it happens to be a movie that's in its 30th anniversary of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1990 film. And all of us are in our 30s. So obviously we grew up watching this fucking movie.
Pretty much, yes.
So here's some interesting details about it. We can just get right into that without, belaboring too much. So outside the movie, what do you guys really know about the movie?
New Line Cinema.
Wow.
I mean, let's go with that. We all know that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. They did a lot of wild shit in the 90s. Took a lot of gambles.
Name one actor in the movie.
What's Casey Jones' real name? He was
Elias
in
Codius? Elias Codius?
Yes, he was in
What the fuck is that, a Harry Potter car?
Chicago PD.
Stop it. So there was a famous person that was a voice in the movie from that era.
He was one of the Turtles, wasn't
Yeah, he was one of the voices of the show.
he? I just look at the
feel like
credits
I know
There were
recently.
two of them. One is dead now. Corey Feldman.
Yeah. What
I
Turtle?
forgot Corey Feldman was
I think
in
he
that.
was
Yeah.
Leonardo's voice. They were only voiceovers.
Right.
So they hired actors for the suits and voiceovers for the other part. Those are the only people you're going to probably... Oh, and Paige Torko, who played April O'Neil. She was probably the better April O'Neil, not the second one. So here's some interesting details about the movie. So you mentioned New Line Cinema earlier. And we also touched on in other movies that they did. They did Mortal Kombat, which we previously talked about. They were responsible for the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. They took fucking shots that you touched on.
Or did they do Super Mario?
They might have did Super Mario.
Yo, that movie was bad, but I like it.
That was 1993. So this is it was dog shit. Also, here's the climate around this Turtles movie, right? So, as I touched on earlier a little bit, the comic was a 1984 comic. And so we're 6 years into the comic run by the time the movie comes out. And what are we also in the middle of? What is also happening concurrent to this movie coming out? We all watched it. It came out in 1987.
I mean...
The cartoon.
It came out 87?
Yeah, the cartoon ran.
When you say 87, I'm like, hold on, nigga, I was born 88. You can't be throwing out years before I was born.
So check it. And I say this to make this distinction. Now, both of you watched the movie, and before I get into these details, does the movie look like, if I watch anything else like this, I might see a cartoon with people eating pizza all the time. This movie is fucking dark. It's seedy.
The backstory shit?
Tonally, yes.
The backstory is like, whoa, hold on now.
Fucking New York looks wild.
It did.
And it's like, I don't know if this is for my kids.
Definitely show somebody dying in that.
Yes.
Like, clearly, like 2 people. Like, man.
I mean, Shredder is in a garbage disposal in this movie.
Yeah.
There was gangbanging. They, like I said, they were the New York Bloods, and Turtle Power, motherfucker, just crip walking with 3 toes. No, that's opposite.
Oh my god.
So, this movie, every Hollywood studio turned this movie down. They rejected it. It was just like this. Just imagine the pitch. Yo, so I got this movie, right? It's teenagers. Now, hear me out. These suits are heavy as fuck. How heavy do you think the suits were? The costumes?
Gotta be over 30.
Rudy, you want to put in a guess?
50 pounds.
70 pounds.
They did a whole fucking movie like that?
These niggas are sweating their asses off.
Hell no, bro. No.
So, movies based on comic books were not doing well in the late 80s with flops like, name one of them. Name one of the flops. Now, I'm giving you guys work to do, but name one of the flops. Just think of bad comic book movies in the late 80s.
I mean, you guys, Howard the Duck, right?
That's the one that pops up. And the second one is Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. I think that's the one with nuclear Superman.
Yeah, that one's fucking horrible.
Yeah. So studios weren't jumping to deal with a movie with talking turtles who did ninjutsu and ate pizza below the streets of New York. They were like, you know what? I think we're good on this. I think we're good here. So the date that it came out was March 30th, 1990. The movie cost $13.5 million, and it went on to break the record for the highest grossing independent film of all time at the time. For many fans,
that shit.
it remains a definitive big screen depiction of Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Donatello. The movie made $135 million. That would equal $201 million in 2020 dollars. And it ranked 9th, 1990. To put it in context, this movie came out a week after Pretty Woman. So Pretty Woman is still doing this thing, and then here comes Turtles getting that kind of subsequent money. No, I'm sorry. I messed that up, that initial point. So $135 million, that's what it made in the U.S. 201 worldwide. In today's dollars, that would be almost $300 million, $275 million.
Bro, you know what's wild when you think about it?
What's that?
Like, the markets has changed so much. Like, when you say, like, worldwide, it was, back then, that was only a small amount of,
It shifted.
Yeah, now it's huge.
You get your big
back
nut
then,
now.
Yeah, pretty much. Now you focus on overseas marketing.
So,
especially China, obviously.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to be exact. Because you remember the title screen, right? The title screen looks real cartoony, which also is a tonal shift. I was like, that mutates. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles held a test screen in Las Vegas where kids lost their shit when they saw it on screen. It's like, yo, this is fucking fire, nigga. Where's my size? I know I was there. So when it opened on March 30th, it was an instant hit. People just were there for it. And again, like I said, competition kind of with Pretty Woman. Came out a week after, but you make a lot of your money in that first week.
True.
But you're still doing well later. It opened at over $25 million, so immediate hit. So here's the synopsis real quick. This is the official synopsis. Do you want to try doing the synopsis yourself about what is this movie about for those who've not seen it?
You want to do it, Rudy?
You know what? Both of you should do it because I want to hear how wild it's going to sound. And then I'll give you the official one. Here's the urban one, the Nurbin one, and then the official one. Turtles and shit.
Movies
Hard
about
stop.
brotherhood, pizza,
When you're dealing with pizza.
karate.
Ninjutsu.
I think Michelangelo was smoking weed.
Fair.
It's close.
Nunchucks.
Wow. You're just saying key words right now, aren't you?
And April O'Neil. She was
Name
sexy.
10 things in this movie.
Go ahead. Torin, do you want to give it a shot?
All right, so, look.
You're ridiculous.
There's a Japanese rat nigga, right?
Jesus Christ.
And he was like,
Wow.
man, I'm down in these sewers in New York. This shit is wild, son. So,
Are you talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine?
no.
I thought he was.
This rat nigga.
So he's like, oh, man, what's this? These 4 turtle things. And
Wow.
what is this oozing green stuff? I'm gonna scoop them in this pot real quick.
Yo.
And then I'm gonna raise them. oh shit, I remember my ninja master used to do moves. I'm gonna teach him all these moves, and then I'm gonna grow up and I'm gonna name artistic names because that's the shit. And then not only that, I'm gonna feed him pizza.
You're a terrible dad, Splinter. For that. Wow.
I think that's the best one.
Here's the synopsis.
That's what I got.
Synopsis. This is the official synopsis. 4 teenage mutant ninja turtles emerge from the shadows to protect New York City from a gang of criminal ninjas.
Damn, that's what that was about.
Fuck. So here's something I realized when watching. So also, I forgot to mention this. It has a game connection. There were multiple games.
Lots of them.
Turtles in Time and all of that different shit. So now they're Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? How old is Splinter? One of the games tells you this, and you're gonna be pissed.
Shit.
You're gonna be pissed when I tell you how old he is.
Can we take the over or under?
Talking to the mic, you can.
50?
Torin?
50. He probably gotta be like 25.
He's listed as 30 years old. I'm fucking depressed. So these niggas are teenagers, and he's depicted as being decrepit as fuck. And this nigga's like, what are you gonna do? So in that movie, if he's supposed to be age
He was
appropriate,
living hard, man.
Yeah.
You don't remember that scene? He was living hard.
fuck that. You talking about
homeless.
You talking about when he was all chained up and fucking that terrible kid brought him out? I
when
got
he-
you, Splinter.
When he was a real rat.
Wow.
Remember when he was a real rat? He was fighting.
It's
for
hard in
his
the
life.
streets.
Oh yeah, he lost the ear.
Yeah, he was like, I'm fighting for my life. Like R. Kelly did that.
Jesus Christ. So since we already started talking about it a little bit, let's talk about some of our favorite scenes in the movie. You already described one, Torin, I think, is how terrible that animatronics was.
I shouldn't have laughed so much. But it's like the origin. Like, granted, it did the origin better than the new movies. Obviously,
it did.
Because it was like, this is how I met the turtles in the dream sequence. And it's like, it's this rat. It just pops up all decrepit. Nobody can see what I'm doing right now.
Stop it.
This is how it looks. But
It's like a marionette rat.
Yeah, and then he's just like, oh man, there's these turtles. He turns like this, like a Muppet.
It's
And
like
he looks.
bye,
It's pretty bad.
but it's rats.
It's pretty bad. And then they do karate, like the animatronic
Stop
turtles
it.
do karate.
Stop
so
it.
it's like, it's amazing.
They had beaks too at the time.
Yeah, they had beaks too.
You know they had them toys?
Really?
They had them toys.
Really?
Yeah, you don't remember the little messed up turtle look when they was born? I think we had them.
No, we had the one that mutated. They looked like turtles, and they would turn into the adult turtles from Turtles 2.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
I remember toys. You see, if you look above you, look behind you. Just look behind you at the very top. What do you see?
Hella turtles.
All right.
Clay know which one he is.
So go fuck yourself. So actually, interesting question you brought me to, Rudy. So based on your personality, and be honest, which turtle are you? Because you have to combine not only the cartoon, the movie, how they're depicted, how their traits are depicted in the movie, but which turtle do you think you relate? Who's your spirit turtle?
Well, clearly everybody already knows I'm Michelangelo.
You're a party dude?
Of course.
100%. I get you. You right.
Torn?
I'm either Leo or Donnie. I gotta be.
You know what I was thinking?
Raphael.
I was thinking about when we was going to do this. That we was going.
There's a second one.
we was gonna,
Don't step on us. The second one coming. We're going to do part
Sec-
2.
No, who was going to be who? And he was going to be Danny in my eye.
Wow.
And you are a mix between Leo and Raz.
Everyone says that. I don't
true.
like that.
But it's true though.
But we need somebody else. So
I lightweight say Greg is Leonardo because he always has to stick up his ass like I'm leading this.
but he's
He's organized.
You know what he is? He's like
He's metalhead. He's just not even in the movie. He's Razor. Toga.
that's Dan.
Stop it. Stop it. Actually, I'm the wolf from the second one because when I have facial hair. No, I'm actually
you
Super
Raphael
Shredder.
in a trench coat, man.
I'm probably Super Shredder.
That's what you are.
All right, that's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, in the trench coat.
You know what? You might be right. Because I'm just talking shit. It's like, hey, motherfucker, what are you doing? Actually, that's one of my favorite scenes there. When we have the first introduction of Casey Jones. And Casey Jones is just, okay, hold on.
He's about to go in.
His hair was oniony. Even then, his shit was like onion skin. I was like, look, I know you're probably like 35 or something. It's done.
He didn't look too clean to me.
I mean, but he's homeless, right? That's the thing.
Was he?
Was he homeless?
I think that's the thing. He's a vigilante, but I don't think he had a home.
Damn.
You notice how quickly he lived with the Ninja Turtles in subsequent movies?
Bro, he moved in fast.
Yeah, he moved in like lesbians dating. Am I wrong?
Sure.
You right.
They don't waste time.
My sister just did it. You right.
I mean, stereotypes are stereotypes.
Yeah.
One of the other scenes that I like, and I think me and Rudy can relate to this one a lot because it's about brothers.
Yes.
It's,
Like I ain't got no brother,
but your brother's not here. But your brother's not here.
Brother, like shit.
Look, this noob Sabat situation you're describing, motherfucker. He's not here. I'm saying because Rudy's right here. The scene with in it, one of the things that happens a lot in the movie is, and always is, Leonardo. This is why it doesn't work for me being Leonardo and Raphael, because they're always button heads. It's like, fuck you, nigga.
Yeah.
And at one point, this is how I knew it was going to be a rough movie. It was kind of rough, like, these aren't the turtles I grew up with. Because Raphael had an edge because he said,
He did. Damn.
or whatever.
He said damn a few times.
And yeah, I mean, after he got his ass kicked when he had his like trench coat on and thrown in the trash can, 'cause that's what happened, right? Hold on. Did y'all know what cricket was before Casey Jones said it? I had no idea
At
what
the time?
it was.
Well, no.
I think I only knew
Uh-huh.
because of like my dad being a fucking super karate nerd. I swear, I knew a lot of shit just because of him and his weird shit.
What's the meter of how much did your dad like this movie? Was he into this or no?
I'm shaking my head like it's not possible.
It's like, why you got green skin, Dad?
Bro, he loved the Ninja
Yo,
Turtles. He had the books. I had the comic books.
Christ.
So your
He had
father
the-
would be Splinter?
You don't even know the half of it.
Nigga.
Or would he be the
Bro.
Splinter's
No,
master?
nope. He'd be Splinter's master and then try to transform himself into Splinter.
So
he would jump in the ooze with the rat and grab it.
Our father will probably be Strutter or something.
So, question. What is... So let's start playing this game a little bit because I kind of tested it out and I know Rudy's watched it recently. Can we talk about Shredder a little bit?
Yes.
So there was an arcade involved at one point. That was that terrible kid that was like the son of the police chief. Is that the case?
Yo, I fucking hated that
I think
kid.
so, yeah.
He sucked.
I hated him.
He was a ginger too, so he also sucked for that.
That's fucked up.
But I just didn't. Danny, I think that was his name or some shit. Damn, kiddo, I can't believe you were gone. I was like, fuck this nigga. Get him out of here. Back to the Turtles. Every scene with him in it, I was like, I'd rather just be back at the farm where, comatose Raphael is at.
Hey.
What?
Raph! You're awake. How do you feel?
What's a guy gotta do to get some food around here?
You know they always got ruined with like the human fucking element.
And I
Every
get it.
movie with like shit like that transforming. I don't need Shia LaBeouf. I'm gonna be real.
But I think that's how you sell it too, because it's gritty. And if you're going with the gang story, because they kind of did a similar thing for the second one. It's Keno, and he infiltrates and all of that shit. And Keno was fire. And when it comes to who your human is, I'm going to have Keno over Danny.
Easy.
Like, just
Easy.
flat.
If they was gonna do the gang scene, though, they should have like gave a more origin story behind that, though.
Say more.
Like, show how they got into it. Like, they came into the movie with Danny, like he already in it. I wanted to see how he got in it.
Well, I don't know if... I think then question. Was the movie long to you? Because if you're talking about having that in there, if you're adding a scene, that means you're extending the movie. And would you replace something? Would you trim out something and say, I need like 5 minutes of Danny doing some bullshit? Because I think they had a scene where he was stealing something, but I don't remember.
Yeah, in the beginning, they could have added something to that. Like when they showed them when they jumped April O'Neil.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have added something like right then at the beginning of the movie.
Like him saying, I just started in this game.
Matter of fact, when how it came on, wasn't April talking?
It was a news report about ninjas.
They
and shit.
they could have had the origin story right then.
I don't know if
Or
I don't,
show like oh they do this and show like oh how they got jumped into that because they had to get jumped into the gang or something.
It's weird because I don't give a fuck about Danny.
That's the thing. That's
Or
the
the
thing.
foot soldiers, because like they just cannon fodder.
Well, here's the
To
thing.
me, I mean, I don't know. It's just me.
I think the origin story, if you're being honest about it, is Shredder's origin story. We don't care about them. Danny's not moving on.
True.
So I think subsequently they got it. They got it in there because the movie's about what 90 minutes.
Yeah.
If it hits 2 hours, do you think it's as successful?
No, it would have been too long.
So I think if you stay with 90, and that's why I was saying what I was saying. If you even do clumsily 5 minutes of Danny rise to Foot Clan or whatever, and just have his fucking like arc,
Because they made it seem like he was really, I guess, because who his father was.
because his father's in police. Yeah.
Goddamn police.
Yeah. Well,
There's 90s police, I guess. Like,
it's 90s New York police though. There's a lot of stop and frisk going on. Not too many black people in that movie.
but you know what? I think
What
at the
was it?
time, this is wild. It's probably gonna be a terrible story, but obviously, my dad's a nerd, and I always talk about my dad's funny shit. But he had like this anime called Mad Bull,
This is amazing.
and it was an anime about
This is amazing.
cop that he used to call Mad Bull, big New York cop, but he had a little. His partner was a tiny like guy, Asian guy.
Bitch ass. Or
And then,
whatever.
like, the major scene in it that I kept rewinding because I was a horny little kid.
Wow.
It was like he was fucking this lady.
Jesus.
And he was massaging her breasts. And I was like, oh my God. And my father was like, I didn't know that was in there. But he knew. That New York reminds me of that anime. Like, that's why the Turtles movie is. It means more to me, I guess, because of shit like that. I tie it together.
Have you ever seen Wicked City?
Yeah, hell yeah, I seen Wicked City.
Wicked City is problematic as fuck. It's rough.
Yeah. So is Akira.
So,
It's just rough.
and that's good. They about to re-release that on like 4K and shit. I'm looking forward to it.
How old was the Turtles?
So let's say they were 15. Let's just throw that out there. That's teenage, right?
So how old was April supposed to be?
April. So we're washed. Whatever our average age is, 34. She's about 34. So
time?
the actress or the
No, I'm saying,
character?
well, the character.
And she has to be an adult because one, she's a news anchor,
True.
and remember
Yeah, so-
they didn't have women news anchors on television.
Right.
That's not a thing.
So she had to had some age on her, at least.
She had to be further
Mid-20s?
up into her career. No, she's
No.
in her 30s.
Oh, yeah.
She's
30s.
clearly in her 30s.
But you knew that. I like, you know what? Another thing in the movie. Like when they saw April, you could tell they were teenagers though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the way they acted around her. Yeah, they're like, oh,
They know that
like she's a
creepy.
fox.
You creepy turtle niggas. Which should be a thing. You creepy turtle niggas.
Like that one scene when she came into her apartment. She's like, hey, Mikey. And he's like, she called me Mikey. And he started doing the gyrating his hips and shit.
Yo, I fucked that up. That's not Paige Torko. In the original movie, that's not Paige Torko. That's Judith Hogue. Judith Hogue is the better one. Paige Torko stinks. So Judith Hogue would have been 32. That's how old the actress was. So she would have been 32 during the time of the movie. So
That's fair. Makes
that
sense.
and that kind of falls into it. It's like, yeah,
Not too young, but
yeah.
old enough to be in front of my TV screen.
Which
It's fucked up.
shows
I
you how
just
much
said
of
that.
a it shows you how shitty it was.
I'm sorry.
That they switched it, right? When they did the remakes, the trash
Yeah.
ones. And it's like, yeah, well, not even remakes, just the Bay ones. They bayed them. It's just like, yo, how old was fucking, like, what's her face? Megan Fox in those movies. Probably the same age, but she just looks fake.
32?
Yeah.
Ain't no way she was fucking 32, bro, when that movie
So let's see,
came out.
what year did those movies come out?
I
Okay,
haven't even seen the second
you're
one.
not wrong. So she would have been 28. Still kind of same age group, though.
Yeah, pretty much, but
But it wasn't like she was like Transformers age. Like, I'm 20 and I'm 20 and I run this news show. It's like, do you? Because I think you're an intern. So, all right, let's get back into some of the any other scenes that you guys want to mention? Because obviously you got to have the fight scenes in there.
can we just talk about how you know what? They did Splinter's backstory pretty well.
Yeah.
Like, I was happy about that because I didn't think I'd give a fuck about this rat. but, you know, they did the whole scene where, like, what's the name? What was fucking
Oroku
Shredder?
Saki.
There you go. Shredder's fucking name.
I have not seen this movie in so long.
I can't remember his name, but yeah,
It
that's
sounds
his name.
vaguely Japanese. And I
Right.
feel like it's gibberish because I'm shitty.
So the whole scene is like, I'm telling the story about my master. My master had a love, and Shredder loved my master's lady, and then they moved to New York.
Stop it.
Or they moved to America.
Stop it.
And my master, all of a sudden, stopped martial arts. The nigga came with a construction hat. Oh, and that's what happened.
My God.
And he said he found his wife on the ground.
Dead as
And she
fuck.
was dead. And I was like, oh, shit, this is real mature. The next thing you know, out of nowhere, it's a nigga jump out of the shadows. And he's flashing his sword and all that. And he slices his master. And his master jump out and the hard hat flies. And he lay down next to his wife. And he's like, that's when I jumped in Oroku, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
I jumped in his face with my rat paws and I scratched him up.
I ratted this nigga out.
And then
I gave him rabies.
And then for some reason,
Stop.
I stood there and looked at him, sliced my right ear off.
So, question. How did you feel about the slight change to his backstory, though? Because you remember, Hamato Yoshi is his master,
Yeah.
and he's actually Hamato Yoshi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is a little Brundlefly situation going on there?
But it's Hollywood doing Hollywood shit. Because remember, he's like, I learned martial arts because I used to watch my master. I was a rat in a cage doing karate moves. There's an animatronic rat.
I'm listening.
Doing karate
I'm
moves
listening to this.
now. It's completely ridiculous. But I was sold on it because the voice acting was amazing.
I'm going to leave you alone on that.
He told it so realistically.
So,
I was there.
with another scene would be fuck Domino's. The scene where Michelangelo's just like, yo, pizza guy got 30 seconds.
Pizza dude's got 30 seconds.
Speaking of that, the pizza always looked trash. When I watched it recently, I'm like, yo, Domino's pizza always look like that. Like the cheese ain't done. I'm like, wow.
Look,
They fed them niggas Murray's pizzas.
in 1990, both of you motherfuckers was like, yo, this is great. So let's not act brand new now. Because, I mean, just think about it. Like, now, we're adults. It's like, look, I'm a little bit more discerning with my pizza choices.
Sure.
They're prop pizzas then. You're like, that's not cheese. That's paint. So that's a funny scene. And it's kind of a little bit of a short scene where it's definitely product placement. But it's like a good scene because you don't really see a lot of... You see with the dynamic of the brothers, right?
Yeah.
You see a lot of Leonardo versus Raphael, but you don't really see a lot of the other two brothers there. They're just kind of doing their own thing. And it's just them just kind of fucking around a little bit, which I thought was kind of funny. It's like, yeah, so what you doing?
I mean, can we be honest? Donnie probably in his bedroom watching booty talk.
Stop it.
He probably sitting
Nah, you know what he's watching? He's watching that porno that was in House Party 3. That ass.
Damn.
This ain't no damn turtle. This turtle fucking. Another one would be when the Foot Clan actually came on their site.
God, I love being a turtle!
They came down after they got Splinter, and then they went down there, and this is a rewindable scene to me because I think when they're just like fighting, they're doing all of their snarky things. Like we're always looking for the one-liners they're going to say. That's a thing, and I think I prefer the one-liners. But when you start working in sound effects, which they did in subsequent movies, it became corny, and they aped the same thing in the Sentai movies and the Power Rangers movies and all of that. But when you have like the one-liners, it makes sense. It's very Spider-Man-ish that you're a teenager and you're disrespecting these niggas that are trying hard to kill you. And literally, I think it's one scene where Raphael's eating an apple, and he's like, "Yeah, I wish it was more of those guys." And I had to rewind that scene so many fucking times. I was like, "What did he just say?"
Bro, it's so weird that you say that because I just realized in my head I'm playing like imagine like a nigga fighting and all you hear is boing. Like you know what I mean? like that just kills the scene
It's
for
just
me.
like
That ruins it.
Like if you're fighting someone and then you like stomp their instep and it snaps their leg and it goes wah, 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 and they just go down. Now, again, they were able to still do it, and I think seamlessly. Like now, I can tell when something is dubbed.
Yeah.
I think if I were to rewatch, and I don't know if y'all have the same thing, but I think either dubbing has gotten bad, or is it that because they were in the animatronic suits, because it's an actor in a suit and then it's also dubbed. I think it was one person that actually wasn't dubbed, and they actually did the voice work. It may have been Donatello, I don't remember. But they're dubbed and they're in a suit, so it compounds the fakeness of it.
You know, I watched it,
I'm overthinking it.
and I think you got to realize it's the 90s, bro. It's the, like, I get it.
No. I'm saying, to me, it's almost seamless. Like, I don't notice it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. All right, so
Whereas
that's what you're
now,
saying. Yeah.
now I notice it easy. It's like, aren't movies supposed to be better now? Like,
No.
shouldn't y'all figure this out?
Like you would have thought.
Like,
that
what movie can you? My fault.
when they came out with what Turtles came out? What 2014?
That was TMNT, right?
When they came out with that would have been way better than the 90 one, and it wasn't.
You would think, yeah, you would think so.
Well, here's the
Visual wise.
Here's the criticism of that. One, because I believe, what was it? Jim Henson that was involved in that original one?
Yeah.
So you have that. So you can't really replace that. The reason that puppetry and all of that stuff still works, animatronics and all of that stuff still works, is because it fucking works.
And it actually is real.
Yeah.
Something tangible. It's not something floating in the air.
And I think, like, you can tell sometimes, but like, unless you have really good actors, which it might be a plus for like an Eddie Murphy, for instance, because kind of popularizing doing that a lot with this thing isn't here, but I'm going to act like it is. Where you'll see an actor like, nigga, you are not talking to anything. You know you ain't. That's a tennis ball. That's an apple.
You gotta blame Lord of the Rings for this shit, though.
Yeah.
You have to.
I think it became over reliant. Whereas,
I mean, Andy Serkis is that dude.
No, he is.
Still, like,
so
this shit's overdone.
Put it this way, it would be similar to the best comparison, in my opinion, to like having them in the real suits and then it getting the upgrade. And to your point, really thinking it would be better with the upgrades. It's like, oh, well, CGI, man. One, the characterization looks trash.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't need Raphael being like 6 times bigger and like Michelangelo looking like a bitch ass.
Yeah, I ain't like that.
It's like, make them kind of similar in size. You know, Raphael can have like scars and shit.
Yeah.
Fine. But make them kind of similar in size.
We went to prison, bro. You're teenagers. They're teenagers.
Or it's the thing. Well, they made the point. They didn't call them teenagers this one.
That's true. But just fucking it up.
But it's fucking up the mythos a little bit. But I think the comparison is, how did you feel about the original Jurassic Park movies, being that they were animatronic dinosaurs versus Jurassic World?
Bro, I hate Jurassic World. I'm gonna be clear with you.
Does it have that air of fakeness? Is the point I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Whereas the original ones, while it's like, this is a Herculean effort to make this happen, but it pays off. And to a lower scale, Turtles does the same thing, is ultimately what I'm saying.
I'm going to go ahead and say this.
Yeah.
This might be blasphemy to people who love film.
Chris Pratt, what?
I fucking hate Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park is
Like,
fine.
I hate Jurassic Park. I understand dinosaurs and shit like that, but like, fuck Jurassic Park.
Because they didn't have a black Yosaurus, that's fine.
I just
You know what? You're
it's
Slash.
no.
He's fucking Slash. That's who he is.
No.
You're not Donatello. You're Slash.
No. Come
No,
on,
you
man.
are Donatello because you're like, I don't think the Cretaceous period was happening at this
I
time.
wouldn't say that shit, but I'm just saying. I'm not supposed to be trashing Jurassic Park now, but look,
Trashy
I
Park.
saw it, and I was like,
It's not for you. It's fine.
I get it. I get why people like it, but like, I don't understand why that shit made $1 billion.
It's
That shit made $1 million?
That shit Jurassic World made $1 billion.
No, I'm talking about Jurassic Park.
Oh, Park?
Yeah, I'm about to say like, oh,
World is different.
I'm still talking about Park. Fuck Jurassic Park. That shit's trash, bro.
Why you sound like a California guy, by the way?
I'm just
Talking
saying.
about Park, Leimert Park.
Lamert Park.
Look, I tried.
A lot of Norm Kennedy lately.
So, for context, and this is going to kind of shit on your thing just a little bit. So, Jurassic Park cost $63 million. And remember all the shit that happens in it. Like, they make fucking Sam Jackson's in this goddamn movie before he was Sam Jackson.
Did he get Blue Seed? I can't remember.
Yes. Of course he did.
See.
They ate me in this. How much do you think this movie made? Because one of y'all said it. It was over $1 billion off of that $63 million budget.
Jurassic Park?
Yes.
That's the first one,
1993
right? Park?
Jurassic Park.
Ain't no way it
That's
made
the
$1 billion.
highest one? Oh no. God damn.
Are you serious?
I mean,
That shit was good.
there you go.
That shit was good.
See, the bad thing is, when did it come out?
1983.
Same year as Power Rangers, right?
No, Power Rangers were. That's the TV show that came out then. The movie came out in 95. This is the 25th anniversary this year. See? All up here. All up here. So back to Turtles. I want to say you got You had the rooftop fight. And it has the greatest line that they end the movie on. And we'll probably end the show with that line. Do any of you know that line?
I'm gonna say no.
Fuck.
But who said it?
Splinter said it.
He probably said like, "Why y'all let that nigga slap me and tie me up with chains like that?"
Okay, all of them said their famous line. What is the famous line from the Turtles?
What, Cowabunga?
Yes, motherfucker. God damn it.
Cowabunga
Did you watch
said
this movie?
what? Yes, we
Cowabunga.
watched it.
And what did Splinter say afterwards? I made a funny, and then the movie ends. Credits.
I made
and he
a
said that in each
funny.
movie. That was his
I like
one
that.
fucking thing.
I like that. That's good.
He had a weapon. What was it? Do you know what his weapon was? He had like a kind of corny weapon.
Wasn't it like the Moses stick or something?
It's like the wild crossbow.
He had a crossbow.
Yeah, he had the bow and arrow.
What?
He was sniping. So in the
No, I
second
didn't know
movie, he comes there sniper style when they're in like the junkyard and
yeah.
shit.
Oh shit.
He's sniping motherfuckers off.
Now the second one, I haven't seen that in forever.
Cause you think like Splinter's trash. It's like, nah, he's sniping niggas off. But he does in the cartoon. He does have that trash fucking
Mogan
turd. It's like a hard turd. I'll beat you with this. Like, look,
Don't Donatello got that in the, like the cartoon?
he has a wild bow staff.
Hard turd.
He's like, look, don't hit me with that. I'll surrender. I'll use a white flag. Don't wipe with it. I'll surrender. Because, turtles are gross. If you think about it, just imagine what it smelled like down. So when the Foot Clan came down there and kidnapped Splinter,
He
Splinter,
probably had to be like, God damn, what the fuck?
they were happy to wear the masks. They're like, look, can we just keep these on? If you look into my eyes, you will see tears running out of my mask.
Just
Also-
imagine when April woke up down there.
Nigga. She's like, smelling salts? Here's the thing. It's like if you ever smelt like a turtle bowl and shit, like you have like a pet. If you have people like friends, cousins, weirdo cousins that have like a turtle,
Yeah.
you're like, yo, your bedroom stinks.
You know we had a turtle growing up? Why would I tell you that?
I like how you
Why'd y'all
just
have
drugged
a
me,
turtle?
nigga. You just drugged me.
Yeah, we had a turtle growing up.
I ain't never had no pet lizards, no turtles, none of that.
Yeah, lizard,
Snakes.
turtle, had a bullfrog.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
I was living reckless.
so I have a question because I know neither one of you are going to remember this, but I'm going to throw out names because it's all about puns. I want to throw out a few of the toys because I want to talk about our favorite characters. I want to talk about lastly what the movie means to us and the movie MVP. But I want to wedge in here real quick some of the weirdest turtle toy characters because also, like I said, it had a fair amount of marketing clout around it because if you watched the Toys That Made Us. Fucking, you had the cartoon. And the cartoon was a way to sell the toys.
Right.
Yeah.
And what was disappointing to me between these three movies, none of the other characters were in these movies. You didn't get Baxter Stockman, who was fucking
shit.
lit. You didn't get like Slash. You didn't get Metalhead. You didn't get Genghis Frog.
Oh shit. You going to the bag.
That's just on
damn.
top of the head right there. So I'm gonna look up these people. Tell me respectively between you and between you. You go first, Rudy. What ultimately does the movie mean to you? What kind of thoughts come to mind when you think of this movie? Into the mic.
Thus, I love that movie. Like I was watching it the other day, then Antoine just ended up popping in the room.
Antoine's your son, right?
Yes, Antoine's my son. Then end up sitting there for a few minutes watching it because he never seen it. So I loved it. Like I could sit there all day and watch it. Like I got in the house, probably go back in the house and watch it. Yeah, like that's one of my favorite movies of my childhood.
Good. And you were what, about 4 when you first saw it? So
I don't remember how old I was when we first saw the movie. I don't know if we saw it when we first went to the theaters, but
we definitely didn't see it in the theaters.
I might have been like 5 then.
Yeah, we definitely had the wild dubbed fucking blockbuster.
We was there faithfully.
Yeah, let's steal this. We recording this.
I want to know in that time then.
So Torin, how about yourself?
I mean, to me personally, the movies meant, I get to play the games more, shit like that.
Wow.
Like, look, bro, that's what it was.
I'm listening.
Like what is it? Fuck, what was it? Electronics Boutique and shit.
eBay, yeah,
Yeah,
games.
and all that shit.
Yeah.
And KB Toys and all that. My dad used to go there, and then me and my brother used to play like the fighting game. Do y'all remember the fighting game?
Vaguely.
Yeah.
On Super Nintendo?
No, yeah, because it had like, what was it, Raphael or like Michelangelo had the wild side look to him, and just like looking over the shoulder. I was like, all right. It was like Tournament of Champions or something.
Yeah, it was something like that, but that shit was dope.
Yes.
I was like, damn, this is why I love Ninja Turtles. And also,
Yeah.
side note,
Yeah.
another movie people should watch, The Guyver.
I've seen it.
Yes.
I would watch The Guyver all fucking day.
Me and Rudy had this
Yeah.
running bit.
Oh, we had out.
We had a running lie about this movie. Because we wanted to impress niggas. So we would say, yeah, man, I've seen The Guy. We were just making up shit. Because we saw the cover and then made up what happens in the movie. And here's the kicker. This is how great we were. I think we timed it strategically that we knew all of these niggas that we were telling it to, we weren't going to see them again ever. So it's like, we're about to leave this school, aren't we? So we could just leave this here like we know shit. It's like, yeah, man, he kicked this motherfucker's head off. Then these blades came out of his elbows. Not that JJ from Good Times was fucking in it.
Oh, shit, yeah. God damn.
Recall.
I only say it just because it reminded me of The Guyver, like the Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in forever. How old is that movie there?
That movie's like, I think early 90s.
Wasn't it like
It's gotta be.
Wasn't it like a sequel to that?
It was.
Yeah, it was.
Wasn't Mark Hamill in that one?
Mark Hamill was in the first one, I believe.
Yeah, he
The
was in
first one
one.
was the best
The
one.
Guyver came on 1991.
Fuck.
And it was loosely based on a manga by Yoshiki Takaya. See? I use words. Also, what was the company that did it? New Line Cinema.
Of course it was. It makes sense.
Here's some shit.
That's in that bag.
Like I said before, it's the fucking the Blumhouse of their time.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm gonna start naming characters, and as I name them, you can say pass. You can ask for more details, or we either pass or more details. That's the way we're gonna do this.
Okay.
Venus de Malo.
I feel like it's a pass, but
Because you already know who that is.
yeah.
You know who that is, right?
Who is it?
That was the fifth turtle. That was the chick turtle that they made for the TV show.
I didn't hate the TV show though.
I didn't either. I actually watched
But-
it 3 times on
Oh my
Netflix.
god!
I didn't love it.
The live action TV show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't love it, but I was like, I'm for this.
I'm a fan of the new female turtle that was like a foot soldier person, and now it's a turtle.
That makes sense.
She's fire.
That's on the cartoon.
No, this is like a
No, that's
comics
in
right
the
now.
comic book, right?
Oh, I gotta get back in comics.
All right, let me scroll down. I'm gonna start throwing out names again. Let's see. We got Leatherhead. Do you remember Leatherhead? He was an alligator.
I do remember.
He looked
that, yeah.
ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mondo Gecko. Come on, you gotta remember him.
I don't remember Mondo Gecko.
He was like a skateboarding gecko, and he wore like the wild Hawaiian shirts.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm with it.
Wingnut and Screwloose. They were a bat and a mosquito. Slash. What animal was Slash?
Shit.
I don't think it was that. He was a snapping turtle.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was also snapping. He was also a
yeah.
turtle. Yeah.
That's wild.
Metalhead, we already know. You know what my biggest regret is in all of the turtle movies? We didn't get Bebop and Rocksteady. We got a shitty pale in comparison, which means to me in the subsequent movies that, and we're definitely going to do the second movie, which means to me there was a licensing and a rights issue because what, or maybe they just said, you know what? I don't think we can do a horn. I don't think we can do horns because I didn't need Toka and Razor. I'm good. And I was like, if you want to give me another turtle, give me Slash.
Yeah.
So there we have for that. They have April's dad in here. I'm not talking about him. Kirby O'Neill. Get him out of here.
You can skip that one.
Favorite characters. I think we already kind of touched on it, but just again, before we wrap up here. Favorite character, like in this particular movie. It doesn't have to necessarily be a turtle, but who's your favorite character? Who is like, when you see them on screen, you're like, all right, man, here we go. Who you got?
I had 2. Casey Jones and Michelangelo.
So when you see them on screen, you're like, this is gonna be great.
Yeah, you know, I see Casey Jones, I know, yeah, he gonna wreck shit.
And let's not forget my personal favorite. 2 minutes for high stick.
How about a 5-minute game misconduct for roughing, pal?
Hey, Bogey, Now, who died and made you referee? You did your job, now get out of here and let me do mine. These JV lowlifes need to be taught a lesson.
Not like that.
He gonna fuck some shit up.
You're wild, dude.
And Mike gonna get him puns like when he was like, Ninja kicked the damn rabbit.
Ninja kicked the damn rabbit.
You know, remember he was watching the TV, was him and Donnie watching TV eating the snacks? Yeah, Ninja kicked the damn rabbit.
So Corey Feldman was Donatello, by the way. Torin, who do you have? Who is your guy?
It's gotta be Splinter, bro.
You're a Splinter guy. You're into the rats.
It's no, I'm not. But just all the backstory shit is hilarious. I laugh so much just watching that.
So you'll like this. Each one of the people that were the voices of the Turtles that did that, they also played like kind of had a cameo in the movie as their actual selves. So like the dude that played Raphael, he was a passenger in a cab. The dude that played Leonardo was a gang member. The dude that played Donatello was a foot messenger. So he's a messenger from the foot, not like a foot massager. 'Cause that's why I read it as initially. And this is a great piece of irony. Who delivered the pizza to Michelangelo? The guy that voices Michelangelo. So when he's like, Domino's man got a few minutes, he's talking to himself.
It's pretty dope.
Oh, wow.
That's great, right? Okay. My favorite character in the movie, I'm surprised someone touched on him, it's Tatsu. Look, this motherfucker commands your attention, and I think he was dating Shredder. Question: is there subtext there? Is there like gay subtext between him and Shredder?
Yes, it is.
Because when he's disappointed, Tatsu was so pissed. He like beat up a foot soldier and shit. And I was like, what is this relationship?
Man, that's a little extreme, bro. Like, why you gotta be like that?
I mean, I'm kind of going April O'Neil. She's the one that brought feelings to the whole fucking movie because it's like you have these teenagers. She was the cohesive kind of thing.
She's the MVP. You're right.
So, yeah, I think that answers the last question. Favorite characters, but also MVP. So April's the MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but honorable mention to Shredder, though.
Yeah.
Because he's just kind of around, like, kind of pre-Thanos until that last fight, and you think he's a bitch-ass?
He came in clutch like Dame Lillard in the playoffs last year.
Yo. Hold on. How did Splinter take this nigga? I just realized that Splinter did have the wild, like, blade and shit. He hit him with the wild hitting blade.
Mm-hmm. He took it out of his boot.
He was Jerry Bidenoff? Splinter is played by Jerry Bidenoff. Yo. Oh my god. 40-year-old version, all the main guys, are they different turtles? Romany, Malcolm, Donatello? I guess Andy is fucking, So Andy would be... Yo, it works. Andy is Leonardo. Uh-huh.
Alright, I go with that.
I can see that.
Based on his size. No. I'm going to run counter. Seth Rogen's character is Michelangelo.
Yeah, it gotta be.
Oh, for sure.
Now, if you look at him, you would think he's Raphael by default. So that means Paul Rudd has to be Raphael. You know what? Paul Rudd's Donatello. Romany Malco is Raphael.
Yeah, because he's living reckless.
And he's the only dude that was going to get into a fight. He's going to get into a fight with Kevin Hart.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
He was going to get into a fight with Kevin Hart as Kevin Hart was taking his career in real life.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Is that not what happened? All right, then.
Yeah.
All right, nigga,
I still
peace.
like Homie Malcolm.
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah,
Weeds.
he
I like him
got
for
super
weeds.
religious though, and
I don't care. I still like.
I still watch him.
dude, you heard the story about he wanted them to cut most of the movie, all his stuff out of the movie because he got religious suddenly. You can't ask like, yo, the thing that niggas know you for, you'll cut all of my stuff out of it because of the Lord. So, I think there you have it. So, any final thoughts you have on the movie before we close this one out? Cats and kittens, boys and girls, Tron and Rod.
No final thoughts.
I mean, I do.
Go ahead.
No final thoughts.
About the movie?
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Once again, reviewing 90s movies.
Yeah.
It's a fucking 90s movie. But it is done in a way that's not... It's cheesy, but not like super cheesy. It's not like I said, you hear the person here boing and all that shit.
Boing.
But it's good though. I would watch it all the time.
Yeah.
How many times do you think you've seen it? Just give me a range. It may be hard to say definitively. I've seen this movie 30 times, but
I've definitely seen it more than 20 in my life.
really, how many times do you think you've seen it?
Probably over 30. This year alone, I think I've seen it like over the last month, I think I've seen it like 5 times.
You just sitting there chain smoking, watching Turtles and shit.
Pretty much. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, go Michelangelo.
damn. That's good shit.
Yo, kick this nigga. Yo,
It is one of those movies like, you know, when you have kids, I'm like, damn, I want my kid to see this.
yo, Domino's niggas.
I'm gonna
lit
indoctrinate
again.
them on old
Like,
shit.
yeah, because the shit they got now sucks.
Yeah.
Some shit's good.
Some shit is good, but for the most part.
Movie wise,
movie wise.
Stop throwing your parenthood in front of me. Go fuck yourselves. Yeah. I think I've seen this movie maybe it's under 20 times. But here's the thing. I have really good recall. So it's like I don't need to see it again. It's something that I will like always every couple of years tap back in,
Your
go and
brother's
rewatch it.
Rain Man. Just to let you know that.
Well, I think when a movie sticks with me and it's not like too deep, I want to say I think the last time I saw it was maybe 2 years ago, and every time I see like something, I look for a new thing, and I'm watching it for a new purpose. And what I looked for then, because it looks like the whole thing is on a set, by the way. Like I don't know if y'all noticed that, but it looks like the whole thing is on a set.
That's true.
So think
Yeah.
about 1990s New York, right? That's the city that never sleeps, right? Do you see people out?
No.
No, not really, no.
It has to be on the set, so they managed to capture that essence of just grimy fucking New York. It made me think New York was dangerous for what ostensibly is a kids movie,
Yeah.
which had a cartoon and cereal and Ninja Turtle pies and a
Don't
comic.
forget the fucking Ninja Turtle ice cream.
Oh my god!
The gumball eyes. It was always fucked up.
They still have them.
Damn.
I mean,
Still.
what they need to bring back is Ninja Turtle pies. Put that in and around my mouth.
They was gooey and grimy.
He said they was good.
You know they had the fucking they used to have a piece of the film in there.
Oh, yeah.
They had like a still of the film in there, like a trading card setup.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but I think you're right that just that key thing of the movie is definitely like it might border on being PG-13, which actually meant something during that time.
Yeah.
And you see some of the Shredder's blood, which is a little whack actually at the end. I was like, this thing ain't dead. But I think he does die in the first comic book, in the original comic. And you see some of his blood in the fucking garbage disposal, and who took him? Who hit the garbage disposal? By the way,
Casey John.
he was a dick. I hated this nigga. I was like, fuck you, Casey Jones. It's like you should not get April. I should be with her. So there you have it. That we're done. So I want to thank you, Rudy, for pulling up and hanging out with your MTR shirt on and your ripped jeans. You're looking very
Nigga.
rappery.
2006, my man. You know, I look. Listen,
Wow. I'm waiting for you to have like a skull belt on and shit. Like this is fucking like you're in Dipset.
Nah.
Nah. I'm old.
Oh, yeah.
I want to thank you, Torin, for coming through. You have your caps and core shoes on or whatever.
I don't understand why you coming at me like this.
I just want to get the shirt that has Batman on the back, the pink joint. I just want to get that. And like extra massive. I only wear like a 2X now. Actually, I never really left 2X now. So, this has been a podcast. We're reviewing the 1990s film Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So for Rudy and Torin, thanks for listening, and definitely subscribe to this channel wherever you're hearing this from. Probably YouTube, any of the podcast places. But definitely check us out, like, comment, and all of that good stuff. And until next time, peace.
Awesome!
Bodacious!
Good shit!
Gnarly!
Radical!
Yeah!
Totally turbulent, dude!
Wicked!
Delicious! Mega!
I have always liked Kawabunga.
Huh?
I made a funny.
On the half shell, they're the heroes for. In this day and age, who could ask for more? The crime wave is high, with muggings mysterious. All police.